All right, let's jump into a deep dive today into a land of contrasts. Japan.
A fascinating blend of the ancient and the modern.
Exactly. And we're going to uncover those forces that have shaped this island nation, from its earliest traditions to those modern innovations.
Yeah. It's remarkable how Japan blends the old and the new, and I think as we go through this, we'll see how its history, geography, and culture have all contributed to this unique global standing.
Okay, so let's unpack this. I was surprised to learn that the name Japan itself has a really interesting story behind it.
Right.
Apparently, it's derived from Chinese pronunciations and means sun origin.
Yeah.
Which gives us that really poetic nickname, the land of the rising sun.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is that the evolution of a name can often tell us a lot about a nation's history and its interactions with its neighbors.
Oh, it's interesting.
So for centuries before they adopted Japan, the country was known by other names like Wa and Yamato. And this shift in nomenclature really reflects those dynamic cultural exchanges that have shaped Japan's identity.
Right, it's like a linguistic fingerprint that reveals connections across time and cultures.
Exactly.
So speaking of history, let's rewind way back to the Nara period, around the 8th century.
Okay.
It seemed like this was a pivotal time for Japan, with the country solidifying around an imperial court.
Precisely. This era saw the emergence of a really distinct literary culture, with works like the Kojiki and Nihon Shoki serving as foundational stories for Japan.
Oh, wow. So like their origin stories?
You could say that chronicling their history and their mythology.
Okay.
However, this period was not without its challenges.
Right.
You had the devastating smallpox epidemic of 735 AD, which wiped out a significant portion of the population.
Wow.
A stark reminder of the impact disease outbreaks have had on shaping history.
It's hard to fathom the societal impact of losing like a third of your population to disease.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Did that event influence the course of Japan's development at all?
Absolutely. It prompted a shift in the seat of power, with the capital moving to Heian-kyo, present-day Kyoto. This marked the beginning of the Heian period, an era renowned for its cultural blossoming.
Yeah.
And during this time, you had iconic works of art and literature emerge, including The Tale of Genji, which is often hailed as the world's first novel.
Now that's a literary legacy.
It really is.
Seems like this era really cemented Japan's unique cultural identity.
Yeah.
But I think to fully understand a country,
Yeah.
we also need to look at its physical landscape as well.
Indeed, Japan's geography has been a defining force in its development, being an archipelago composed of 4 main islands and thousands of smaller ones.
Wow.
It has shaped its relationship with the sea, fostering this reliance on fishing and maritime trade.
And let's not forget those dramatic climate variations across the islands.
Right.
You have everything from the snowy winters of Hokkaido in the north to the subtropical climate of the Ryukyu Islands in the south.
Yeah, this diverse geography has also presented challenges, though.
Oh, how so?
Well, Japan is situated in a seismically active zone, making it vulnerable to earthquakes and tsunamis. It's a constant reminder of nature's power and the need for resilience.
Right. I remember seeing that in the news all the time, and it's just, it's fascinating how geography shapes not just the physical landscape, but also the cultural and economic realities of a nation.
Absolutely.
On that note, we know Japan has faced environmental challenges, particularly pollution, in the post-World War II period.
Yeah.
But they've also made a significant commitment to reducing carbon emissions.
That's a key point. Japan's commitment to environmental responsibility is evident in its ratification of the 1997 Kyoto Protocol,
Okay.
a landmark agreement aimed at combating climate change.
Right.
And their efforts really demonstrate a growing awareness of the need to balance economic growth with environmental sustainability.
So speaking of approaches, let's dive into how Japan is actually governed. I believe it's a constitutional monarchy, right?
Yeah.
They have an emperor, currently Naruhito.
Right.
But the real power rests with the prime minister, currently, Shigeru Ishiba.
You got it. It's a system that effectively blends tradition with those modern democratic principles. The emperor holds a largely symbolic role,
Okay.
while the prime minister heads the government and drives policy decisions.
It seems like such a delicate balancing act between the old and the new.
It is.
But I understand it's not always smooth sailing on the political front.
Yeah.
Japan has some ongoing territorial disputes with neighboring countries, right?
That's right. These disputes, particularly with Russia over the southern Kuril Islands and with South Korea, China, and Taiwan over various island territories, highlight the complex geopolitical landscape of the region.
Right.
And these issues really underscore the challenges of navigating historical claims and national interests in a globalized world.
Okay, so we've covered history, geography, and a bit of politics. Let's move on to something that always piques my interest: Japan's military.
Okay.
They have the self-defense forces,
Yep.
but their constitution actually restricts them from engaging in offensive warfare.
This is one of the most unique aspects of Japan's post-war identity. After World War II, they adopted this pacifist constitution which renounces their right to wage war.
Wow.
The self-defense forces are primarily focused on protecting Japan's sovereignty and providing disaster relief.
But that doesn't mean they're completely isolated from global affairs.
No, not at all.
They've participated in UN peacekeeping missions, and there's been a lot of debate lately about potentially expanding the role of the self-defense forces.
Absolutely. With growing regional tensions, particularly involving North Korea and China, there's a growing discussion in Japan about reinterpreting the Constitution's limitations on military force.
Right.
It's a complex and sensitive issue, but one that reflects the ongoing debate about Japan's role in regional security.
So Japan's military posture is clearly evolving in response to a changing geopolitical landscape. Now, turning our attention inward, let's discuss law enforcement within Japan.
Okay.
So Japan's law enforcement system consists of a national police agency and a coast guard. These institutions are responsible for maintaining order and security throughout the country.
Yeah, and what's notable is that Japan boasts a remarkably low crime rate.
Wow.
Which is a testament to its strict gun control laws and this cultural emphasis on social harmony.
It's incredible how cultural values can have such a tangible impact on things like crime rates. It makes you wonder if there are lessons other societies can learn from Japan's approach.
I think so.
Now let's talk about Japan's economic engine. They're a global economic powerhouse known for their innovation and manufacturing prowess.
Indeed, Japan is the world's 5th largest exporter and 4th largest importer, demonstrating its key role in the global economy.
Wow.
They are leaders in industries like automobiles, electronics, and robotics. Think of brands like Toyota, Sony, and Nintendo. They become synonymous with quality and technological advancement.
It seems like they've truly mastered the art of transforming ideas into successful global products.
Yeah.
But their economy isn't just about big corporations, is it? What about agriculture and their fishing industry?
Well, agriculture constitutes a relatively small portion of their economy,
Okay.
but it's highly efficient and focused on maximizing output.
Gotcha.
As for fishing, Japan is a major player ranking among the world's largest fishing nations.
However, this has also led to some controversy, particularly regarding Japan's support for commercial whaling.
You're right, Japan's whaling practices have sparked international criticism,
Yeah.
raising concerns about the sustainability of whale populations and the impact on marine ecosystems.
Makes sense.
This issue highlights the complex interplay between economic interests, cultural traditions, and environmental conservation.
Right. It's a reminder that even economic powerhouses have to grapple with tough choices and find a balance between tradition, economic needs, and environmental responsibility.
Precisely. And as we explore Japan further, we'll see this theme emerge again and again, this intricate interplay between tradition and modernity.
Okay, I'm fascinated to hear more about that.
Now, shifting gears a bit, when we think of Japan, it's hard not to picture its vibrant cultural tapestry. It's a place where ancient and modern seem to coexist effortlessly.
It does seem that way.
From traditional arts like calligraphy and the tea ceremony, to the global phenomenon of anime and J-pop.
It's almost like a cultural paradox.
It is.
You know, blending centuries-old traditions with cutting-edge pop culture.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder how these seemingly disparate elements come together to form a cohesive national identity.
Well, that's the beauty of Japanese culture, you know? It embraces contrasts and finds harmony in these seemingly opposing forces.
Right.
And this interplay is reflected not just in art and entertainment, but also in everyday life, from fashion to festivals.
Oh, speaking of festivals, Japan seems to have a celebration for every occasion,
It does.
from cherry blossoms to the harvest moon. What role do these festivals play in Japanese society?
Well, festivals offer a window into the soul of a nation.
Okay.
And in Japan, they're this vibrant expression of community spirituality and a deep connection to nature,
Yeah.
whether it's the exuberance of a summer fireworks display or the serene beauty of a traditional shrine visit. Festivals provide a glimpse into the heart of Japanese culture.
It sounds like these festivals are more than just entertainment. They're a way to connect with history, nature, and each other.
Exactly.
And speaking of deeply rooted traditions, we can't ignore the influence of Shinto and Buddhism in Japan.
Right, these two belief systems have been intertwined in Japan for centuries, shaping not just religious practices, but also art, literature, and even everyday etiquette.
Wow.
Shinto, the indigenous faith, reveres nature and ancestral spirits.
Okay.
While Buddhism, which arrived from the mainland, emphasizes enlightenment through meditation and moral conduct.
It's fascinating how these seemingly different belief systems have found a way to coexist and even complement each other in Japanese society.
Yeah, it really speaks to a cultural openness to these diverse spiritual perspectives.
Right, that acceptance.
Precisely. The Japanese ability to find harmony in seemingly contrasting elements is a recurring theme we see throughout their culture.
I've seen that.
Now let's shift our focus to something a little more concrete: infrastructure. Japan is renowned for its incredibly efficient transportation system, particularly the iconic bullet trains.
Ah, yes, the Shinkansen.
That's it.
A marvel of engineering whisking passengers between major cities at speeds of up to 320 kilometers per hour.
Incredible speeds.
Yeah, I've heard they're so punctual that a delay of even a minute is considered a major disruption. Is that true?
Yes, that's a testament to the emphasis on precision and punctuality deeply ingrained in Japanese culture. The Shinkansen are really a symbol of Japan's technological prowess and its commitment to connectivity.
Makes sense.
Ah,
But Japan's infrastructure isn't just about trains. They also have bustling airports and some of the largest and most advanced port facilities in the world.
This robust infrastructure reflects their interconnectedness with the global community.
Right.
As a major player in international trade and travel, Japan needs a transportation network that can support its economic and social activities.
By being an island nation, Japan doesn't have an abundance of natural resources. They rely heavily on imported energy, which I imagine makes them vulnerable to those global price fluctuations.
That's a key point. This dependence on imported energy has driven Japan to become a leader in energy efficiency and to explore alternative energy sources,
Okay.
including renewables like solar and wind power.
But they also utilize nuclear power, which has been a source of controversy, especially after the Fukushima Daiichi disaster in 2011.
Yes, of course.
Did that event have a lasting impact on Japan's energy policy?
Absolutely. Fukushima was a turning point, sparking a nationwide debate about the safety and sustainability of nuclear power.
Right.
While some reactors have restarted, public opinion remains divided, and the government is actively seeking to diversify its energy mix.
So it's a complex issue with no easy answers, highlighting the need to balance energy security with environmental concerns and public safety.
It really is.
Now let's turn our attention to the people who make up this fascinating nation. Japan has a population of over 123 million.
Right, a lot of people.
And they're facing a unique demographic challenge, an aging population and a declining birth rate.
It's a challenge many developed nations are facing.
What are the implications of this trend?
Well, this demographic shift has profound implications for Japan's economy, social welfare system, and even its cultural landscape.
How so?
Like a shrinking workforce and a growing elderly population put a strain on social services and require innovative solutions to maintain economic growth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The government is grappling with policies to address this challenge, including promoting immigration and encouraging a more family-friendly work environment.
It's interesting how demographic trends can have such far-reaching consequences, impacting almost every aspect of a nation's future.
It's true.
And while the majority of Japan's population is ethnically Japanese, I understand there are also indigenous groups like the Ainu people, as well as a growing number of immigrants.
You're right. This growing diversity is enriching Japan's cultural fabric, bringing new perspectives and traditions into the mix. However, it also presents challenges in terms of integration and social cohesion.
Right, so finding that balance again.
Exactly.
It's a reminder that cultural identity is not static. It's constantly evolving as societies interact and change. Now, I'm always fascinated by languages, so let's delve into the linguistic landscape of Japan.
Okay, language is indeed a window into a culture's soul.
I like that.
In Japan, the dominant language is, of course, Japanese.
Right.
Its writing system is unique, incorporating Chinese characters known as kanji,
Okay.
alongside two phonetic syllabaries, hiragana and katakana.
I've always been amazed by that intricate writing system. It seems incredibly complex to learn.
It is a complex system, but it's also incredibly elegant and reflects the evolution of the Japanese language over centuries.
Wow.
And it's not just about the written word. Japanese is renowned for its subtle expressions and intricate levels of politeness, which can be quite challenging for language learners.
It sounds like mastering Japanese requires not only linguistic skills, but also a deep understanding of cultural nuances and etiquette.
It does.
Besides Japanese, are there other languages spoken within the country?
Yes, several regional languages exist, particularly in the Ryukyu Islands, which have their own distinct linguistic heritage. And with increasing globalization, you'll also find a growing number of people speaking foreign languages like English, Chinese, and Korean.
So it's a dynamic linguistic environment reflecting both Japan's history and its evolving global connections. Now let's talk about education. Japan is known for its highly competitive education system with a strong emphasis on academic achievement. How does this system prepare students for the future?
Well, education is highly valued in Japanese society.
Okay.
Students face rigorous academic demands from a young age, and the system emphasizes discipline, hard work, and a strong sense of community.
Gotcha.
The focus on academic excellence is seen as essential for individual success and for the nation's economic competitiveness.
Right, striving for the best.
Exactly.
I've heard that entrance exams for high schools and universities are incredibly stressful and competitive. Is there a downside to this intense focus on academic achievement?
There are certainly concerns about the pressure placed on students and the potential for burnout.
Yeah. However, the system has produced remarkably high literacy rates and educational attainment levels, contributing to Japan's technological advancements and economic success.
So there's a trade-off.
There often is.
It's a system that's both demanding and rewarding, pushing students to excel, but also equipping them with the skills needed for a rapidly changing global workforce.
Precisely.
Speaking of well-being, let's discuss healthcare in Japan. I know they have a universal healthcare system ensuring everyone has access to medical care. How does this system work in practice?
Universal healthcare is considered a fundamental right in Japan.
Okay.
The system is funded through a combination of government subsidies and individual contributions, ensuring affordable access to quality medical services for all citizens.
That's good.
And as a result, Japan boasts one of the highest life expectancies and some of the lowest infant mortality rates in the world, reflecting the effectiveness of its healthcare system. It sounds like a model system that prioritizes the health and well-being of its citizens. It's certainly something many other countries could learn from. Now, when it comes to culture, Japan is an absolute treasure trove of artistic expression. From traditional arts like calligraphy, origami, and those beautiful woodblock prints, ukiyo-e, to the modern phenomena of manga and anime, Japan seems to have it all.
You're absolutely right. Japanese art in all its forms reflects a deep appreciation for beauty, simplicity, and attention to detail.
Yeah.
Ukiyo-e, for example, captured the essence of Edo period Japan, depicting everyday life landscapes and popular entertainment with incredible artistry.
Right.
And calligraphy, far more than just writing, is considered an art form in itself, embodying grace, precision, and a deep connection with Japanese aesthetics.
And then there's Japanese literature. They have a rich literary history with works that have influenced writers and readers around the world.
From the classic elegance of The Tale of Genji, often considered the world's first novel, to the contemporary novels of Haruki Murakami, which explore the complexities of modern life. Japanese literature offers a diverse and captivating window into the human condition.
Wow.
It reflects a culture that values introspection storytelling and a profound connection with nature.
And of course, we can't forget about manga and anime, which have taken the world by storm.
They really have.
What's the secret to their global appeal?
Well, manga, with its distinctive art style and captivating storylines, has captured the imaginations of readers of all ages worldwide. It covers a wide range of genres, from action and adventure to romance and fantasy, offering something for everyone.
Yeah, definitely something for everyone.
And anime, with its visually stunning animation and complex narratives, has become a major force in global popular culture, pushing the boundaries of storytelling and visual artistry.
It's incredible how these art forms have transcended cultural boundaries and found such a passionate audience around the world. It speaks to the power of storytelling and the universality of human emotions and experiences.
Absolutely. And it's worth noting that the Japanese government actively promotes these cultural exports,
Oh, really?
recognizing their role in shaping global perceptions of Japan and boosting its soft power.
Smart.
It is.
Now let's talk about something that's often highlighted as a defining characteristic of Japanese culture, their emphasis on politeness and etiquette.
Okay.
What are some of the key aspects of Japanese etiquette that stand out?
Well, respect and social harmony are deeply ingrained in Japanese culture. From bowing as a greeting to the elaborate rituals of the tea ceremony.
Yeah.
Etiquette plays a significant role in everyday interactions. It's a way of showing consideration for others, maintaining social order, and expressing a shared cultural understanding.
It almost sounds like an art form in itself.
In many ways, it's a way of navigating social interactions with grace and respect, ensuring smooth and harmonious relationships.
I like that.
And this emphasis on etiquette extends beyond personal interactions to include things like business protocols and public behavior.
Right. It permeates every aspect of life.
And it does.
And then there's the Japanese love of food. Their cuisine is renowned for its freshness, quality, and artistic presentation. What makes Japanese food so special?
Well, Japanese cuisine is a sensory delight,
Right.
emphasizing fresh seasonal ingredients, a balance of flavors and textures, and a deep appreciation for aesthetics.
Uh-huh.
Every dish is carefully crafted, not just to nourish the body, but also to please the eye and stimulate the senses.
We can't talk about Japanese food without mentioning sushi, which has become a global culinary icon.
Well,
What is it about sushi that has captivated the world?
sushi embodies the essence of Japanese culinary artistry,
Right.
highlighting the freshest seafood, perfectly seasoned rice, and meticulous attention to detail in presentation. It's a culinary experience that combines taste, texture, and visual appeal, making it a true delicacy.
And let's not forget about ramen, that soul-soothing noodle soup that's become a comfort food staple worldwide. What's the story behind ramen's popularity?
Ramen is another example of Japan's culinary ingenuity.
Okay.
It's a dish that originated in China, but was adapted and transformed into a distinctly Japanese culinary tradition.
Interesting.
From the rich and flavorful broths to the variety of toppings and noodles, ramen offers endless possibilities for customization and culinary exploration.
So from the delicate artistry of sushi to the hearty satisfaction of ramen, from the ancient rituals of the tea ceremony to the vibrant world of manga and anime, Japan offers a truly diverse and captivating cultural experience.
Yeah.
It's a culture that seamlessly blends tradition with modernity, offering something to intrigue and inspire everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Now let's shift our focus to another important aspect of Japanese culture: sports.
Right.
Japan has a vibrant sporting scene with traditional sports like sumo wrestling, alongside modern favorites like baseball and soccer. What's the significance of sumo wrestling in Japan?
Sumo is considered Japan's national sport steeped in ancient rituals and traditions. It's more than just a sport. It's a cultural spectacle that embodies strength, skill, and spiritual significance.
Wow.
The elaborate rituals, the impressive physiques of the wrestlers, and the intense competition make sumo a truly unique and captivating experience.
Yeah, I've always been intrigued by those elaborate costumes and the ceremonial aspects of sumo wrestling.
Right.
It seems like it's as much about tradition and ritual as it is about athletic prowess.
You're absolutely right. Sumo is a fascinating blend of athleticism and cultural tradition, offering a glimpse into the historical and spiritual roots of Japanese society.
And then there's baseball,
Mhm.
which is incredibly popular in Japan.
Hmm.
They have their own professional league known for its passionate fans and competitive spirit.
Mm.
How did baseball become such a beloved sport in Japan?
Baseball was introduced to Japan in the late 19th century and quickly captured the hearts of the Japanese people.
Oh.
It's a sport that emphasizes teamwork, discipline, and strategic thinking values that resonate strongly with Japanese culture.
Yeah, I can see that.
The Japanese Professional Baseball League is highly competitive, and fans are known for their enthusiastic support of their favorite teams.
I've heard that Japanese baseball games are an experience unlike any other,
They really are.
with lively chants, coordinated cheers, and a real sense of community among fans.
It's a testament to their love of the game and their deep connection with their local teams. Japanese baseball culture is this unique blend of American sporting traditions and Japanese cultural values, making it a truly special experience.
No, let's not forget about soccer, which has also gained immense popularity in Japan, especially since they co-hosted the World Cup in 2002.
Soccer, or football as it's known in much of the world, has become increasingly popular, especially among younger generations.
Oh, yeah.
Japan's national team has achieved significant success on the international stage, further fueling the sport's popularity. And the success of Japanese players in top European leagues has also contributed to the growing interest in soccer.
So from the ancient traditions of sumo wrestling to the modern passion for baseball and soccer, Japan offers a diverse and exciting sporting landscape, reflecting their love for athletic competition and their ability to embrace both traditional and global sporting cultures. What else can you tell us about Japan's sporting scene?
It really showcases the diversity of their sporting culture. You know, they've even hosted major sporting events like the Summer Olympics twice.
Oh, wow.
In 1964 and 2020. It shows their capacity to organize these world-class events.
Right.
But beyond those grand spectacles, there are smaller yet equally intriguing aspects of Japanese culture that really capture their unique approach to life.
Oh, you've piqued my curiosity.
Yeah.
What are some of these cultural nuances that stand out to you?
Well, take, for example, their Happy Monday system.
Okay.
It's a system where certain public holidays are shifted to Mondays to create those longer weekends.
It's fascinating how they found a way to optimize their national calendar for leisure and work-life balance. I wonder if that contributes to their overall sense of well-being.
I think it might. We've covered so much ground already, from ancient history to modern pop culture.
We have.
But I always find those little unexpected details to be the most memorable.
Me too.
Can you share any other cultural tidbits that surprised you?
I was particularly struck by the fact that what's often considered the world's first novel was written in Japan during the Heian period.
The Tale of Genji.
Yes, The Tale of Genji. I've heard of it, but I didn't realize it held such a significant place in literary history. What makes this work so special?
Well, it was written by Murasaki Shikibu, a noblewoman in the 11th century, and it's a masterpiece of Japanese literature that offers this captivating glimpse into court life and culture of that era.
Wow.
It's a complex work that explores themes of love loss, beauty, and the fleeting nature of life, and it's remarkable that a work of literature from over 1,000 years ago can still resonate with readers today.
It's a testament to the enduring power of great storytelling after this deep dive. I'm definitely adding The Tale of Genji to my reading list. As we wrap up our exploration of Japan, what strikes me most is this recurring theme of balance.
Yeah.
They seem to have found a way to honor their rich traditions while embracing modernity, blending the old and the new in such a harmonious way.
You've hit the nail on the head. That delicate balance between tradition and innovation is arguably the defining characteristic of Japanese culture. They've managed to preserve their cultural heritage while also becoming a global leader in technology, economics, and pop culture.
It's truly inspiring. They've shown the world that it's possible to progress without losing sight of your roots. Makes you wonder what the future holds for Japan, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Japan is a nation that's constantly evolving, adapting to new challenges, and forging its own path.
Yeah.
It's a country that continues to captivate and inspire, offering valuable lessons for the world on resilience, innovation, and the enduring power of culture.
Well, this deep dive has left me with a sense of awe and a thirst to learn even more about Japan. I'm already dreaming of my next visit, perhaps, to experience one of those vibrant festivals or wander through the serene beauty of a traditional garden. What about you? What aspects of Japan resonated most with you?
For me, it's the profound respect for nature that permeates so much of Japanese culture. From their ancient Shinto beliefs to their modern appreciation for minimalist aesthetics, they found a way to live in harmony with their environment, something we can all learn from in today's world.
That's a beautiful sentiment. It seems like there's a lesson to be learned from every facet of Japanese culture. So until our next deep dive, keep exploring. Stay curious, and perhaps consider embarking on your own journey of discovery into the land of the rising sun.